A supercar with zero drawbacks. A supercar from a car company that makes hatchbacks. A car that made the European automakers step up their game. This is the history of the almighty Honda NSX. It's the 1980s. Honda is kicking ass in Formula 1. Music is good, and to top it all off, most affordable sports cars were total dog shit. Honda's founder, Soichiro Honda, knew very damn well that he can make sports cars great again, so he gets his top people to make him a fast, cheap and cool AF supercar. In 1984, Honda got Italian coach builder Pininfarina to help them design a car. The result was the HPX. This stood for Honda Pininfarina Experimental. The HPX was stylish, sleek and drivable. It had a Honda Formula 2 V6. The car was very well received. However, Honda said that it was only a concept, and as we all know, concepts never get made. In 1983, Honda was back in F1 as an engine supplier for Williams, and so far they were not bad. In their 4-year partnership, Honda would win 23 races, 2 constructors titles, and 1 driver's title. This confidence boost allowed Honda to make the sports car they always wanted. The project would become the NSX, which stood for New Sports Car Unknown World, as the X stood for the unknown variable in maths. So yeah, the Honda guys were nerds. Nerd! Honda used the Ferrari 328 and 348 later as the benchmark, which as a Ferrari fan is quite an easy task. They weren't that great. To make sure that the NSX was as good as it could be, Honda gained inspiration from the HPX on the outside and the F-16 fighter jet on the inside, as well as some boats, which for 1984 is impossible, as the GTR wasn't released until 1989. As for the engine, Honda dumped the 2-litre V6 from the HPX and made a new V6. They gave it VTEC and added some F1 wizardry and created the 3-litre V6 known as the C30A. It had 270 brake horsepower. It revved all the way to 8,500 RPM. It had forged pistons and titanium connecting rods. Yes, this was a production car first, and no, I have no idea what they do, so let's Google it. Right, so connecting rods are rods that connect the piston to the crank. Wow, that's pretty straightforward. Anyway, while developing the NSX, Honda found that all these comforts like AC, ABS, a radio and other stuff, making the NSX one heavy car. So Honda replaced the steel chassis being used on the NSX with an all aluminium semi-monocoque, which reduced weight by 200 kilograms. By 1989, the NSX was approaching completion, and so it made its debut at the Chicago International Auto Show. As it was in America, the Honda NSX would be sold under the recently launched Acura brand, so that it would improve sales and act as a halo car. Honda felt that they needed some external help in developing this car, so who do you call?
That day, I suddenly realized that I was no longer driving.
No, not the Ghostbusters, Ayrton Senna of course. Senna was called upon to help develop the NSX's chassis. At first Senna said it felt too fragile to be a true sports car, so Honda stiffened up the chassis by 50% to meet Senna's demands. Other drivers such as F1 driver Satoru Nakajima and Indy 500 winner Bobby Rahal also tested the NSX to help Honda improve its handling. These improvements consisted of double wishbone suspension and special Yokohama tyres, which were developed especially for the car. In 1990, the NSX finally went on sale. Honda dealers put customers on a 3-year waiting list to keep up with demand. Senna had 3 NSXs. Dealerships bought their own cars that were meant to go on sale to the public. A year later, Honda set up track days to teach owners how to get the best out of their NSX. In 1992 we got the Type R, which was 120 kgs lighter, JDM only, faster and just cool. However, like my YouTube channel, its popularity dropped. In fact, in 1993, global sales reduced by 56% in comparison to 1992. To attract buyers, Honda made a target top version, known as the NSXT. In 1997, the V6 was stroked to 3.2 litres and power was boosted to 290 brake horsepower. In 1999, there was the Alex Zanardi edition, which was a limited run of 50 cars in red to commemorate his 1997 and 1998 kart championship wins. In 2002, the NSX got its final facelift. Fixed headlights were added due to the new safety regulations, but despite this tragedy, the NSX was still badass. The NSX stayed in production until 2005, where low sales ended its life. However, Honda then announced that a V10 successor was in the works, but what they didn't announce was that it would be 10 years in the making. In 2016 we finally got a new NSX. It had a hybrid twin-turbo 3.5 litre V6 producing 570 brake horsepower. It was all-wheel drive and expensive. People are impressed at how well the new NSX performs. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. People dislike the new NSX, as it's nothing like the OG. It's not NA, there's no manual, there are no pop-up headlights, and the new NSX is quite heavy. They don't even look alike. To be honest, the new NSX is a bit